Do it.
No, totally.
Derek, on Josh Jacobs' short run, I've watched that tape a whole bunch of times. And it just seems like kind of a case study, and everybody just do your job.
Yeah.
And something special can happen. If one guy doesn't do their job, maybe that's a 6-yard gain, or maybe even gets stopped at the line of scrimmage. Is that kind of what you guys are trying to preach around there?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a perfect picture of football. Like, we see 8-yard gains, and everyone's like, wow, what a great run and all that kind of stuff. And that's what happens when everyone does the right thing all the time. The defensive guys get paid too and make good plays and all that kind of stuff all the time. So for something to come together like that doesn't happen often, but it was great timing for us.
Go ahead.
The first meeting with the Chargers, and we knew their defensive line is always a handful. You saw Khalil maybe a little more up close and personal in that game more times than you expected.
Yep.
What's the conversation with him been like since that game? Because I know you guys talk every week usually.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, the amount of times we talk football compared to what we talk about life is completely different. At the end of the day, we're friends. We'll be friends forever. And he's one of my favorite teammates I've ever had, one of my closest friends I've ever had playing football. And not this week, obviously, but we always check in on each other's families and things like that, and wishing each other well is really what it usually is.
What can you learn from that last game and the line learned from that game that's going to benefit you this summer?
Well, I mean, anytime you're playing a Hall of Fame type player, it's going to be hard. And, he's someone that has made plays his whole career, and not just plays, but, game-wrecking, game-changing type plays. And so not only him, but their whole front. They got guys all over the place. Great depth, all across that line, and that allows him to play freely and move around and do the things that he's best at.
What are some of the intangibles that have grown into you these 9 years for the 8 games, being able to bring teams back, game-winning drives? As Josh talked a lot about those this morning. You have to have good people around you. I understand that.
Yeah.
What do you think you've learned, the intangibles into your life?
I think you have to be extremely confident, and you have to understand that it's not going to work out every time. You always watch those basketball players, or take the last shot and all that kind of stuff, and they'll be the first ones to tell you how many they've missed. And I'm the same way. But I think it's the confidence that every time you're in that situation that you can do it. I think it starts with the mentality, the confidence. You have 4 downs really. To throw for a first down or go run with your legs, whatever that. So making just good decisions. And so I wish I had like some big secret, but it's really just comes down to, taking the big old moment and just simplifying it into, okay, just doing my job, this play, hopefully will lead us down the field and, into the end zone.
Derek, we know that as a man thinks, so is he. So I'm curious, when you're losing games, there's be that mentality, man, we're losing, you're pressing. But with 2 games of victory, now guys are coming in feeling good about themselves.
Yeah.
How much can the team improve just because it's getting on a win streak?
I think for us the main word is improve. Even if we do win games, like I've been saying all year, I felt like we had a good football team. We just don't have a good record. We felt like we were doing good things. We felt like we were competing against some of the best teams in the NFL and all that kind of stuff. So for us, it's just constant, never-ending self-improvement. You look in the mirror every day. And, I'll go watch, our film and say, okay, what did I do wrong here? And if everyone's doing that, then our team will be better, down the road. And we can have plays like, Josh's long run where everyone hits their, block exactly right, and the checks and the blocks and the fits and the helmet's on the right side, and so many little things in football but when everyone is trying to improve and do it the right way, things like that can happen. So hopefully for us, we can continue to do that. But, just because we won last week or the week before doesn't guarantee anything going forward, and we know that.
Derek, what do you remember about that crazy game last year when the LA came here?
Oh, man, I remember there was a lot on the line, and I remember it was 2 different teams. There's a lot of different faces on both sidelines, which is crazy. But I love the atmosphere that our fans brought that day. It was a lot of fun.
Derek, sometimes people mistake the amount of games with how long a season actually is.
Yeah.
Football season is a long season.
Yep.
And even just looking back at that Charger game, it seems almost like forever ago.
Yes.
Have you noticed growth? Have you seen growth from your team from where you guys were at that starting point to where you are now?
Oh, absolutely. When I went back and watched that game this week, you just look at it and you're like, oh my goodness, it's really cool to see the growth, but at the same time, you're like, man, the fact that we were doing some of those things in the game, you hit your head. You're like, what are we doing? But you see the growth in our team. You see the growth in each person within the schemes, within what's being asked of them, and hopefully we're getting better. I feel like we are when you turn the tape on, but we still don't feel like we've arrived by any stretch. We still feel like even if we've had some success the last couple of weeks, that we still feel in the building like, yeah, we had success and we won a game, but our process, just makes us feel like hungry for more.
That first matchup, because of the situation, you guys kind of had to go past happy, probably more so than you wanted to. Do you feel like you guys have a more balanced offense just as these last few weeks with Josh Jacobs getting running the ball?
Yeah, I think all season we've wanted to be balanced. That's any offense you watch with Josh, head coach Josh. He's always wanted to balance attack. Even when the Patriots were winning big and they were still running the ball super efficiently in the playoffs and down the stretch and all those things. So it's something that we want to do, but some game situations, get you out of that a little bit because of the clock, clock running and not being able to get out of bounds is easy and all that kind of stuff. So for us, we're always trying to be a balanced attack. I don't know, probably all wing T this week though, triple option, all that stuff.
What's that?
Good. Yeah, thanks guys.